What if I told you there's a way to reprogram your mind overnight, to attract wealth, happiness, and opportunities without years of struggle? And what if everything you've been taught about hard work equals success is only half the truth? This isn't magic, it's not even positive thinking. It's a proven method used by the world's most successful people, but kept quiet because it's too powerful. If you've ever felt like success is just out of reach, like you're working hard but not getting the results you deserve, this will change everything. The secret behind instant manifestation. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, waiting for luck, waiting for some external sign that it's their turn to win. But what if I told you that the biggest lie we've been sold is that success has to be slow, that you have to grind for years before seeing results? The truth is, your mind is capable of shifting your reality overnight, not through magic, not through wishful thinking, but through a precise scientific approach to commanding your subconscious. Think of your subconscious as the world's most powerful supercomputer. It doesn't argue. It doesn't question. It simply executes whatever commands you feed it. 24/7. The problem? Most people are feeding it garbage. I never have enough money. Things never work out for me. Success is for other people. And guess what? The subconscious obeys. It finds ways to make those statements true. But flip the script and it works just as hard in your favor. Here's how it really works. Every thought you hold in your mind with certainty and emotion becomes a blueprint for your reality. Not hope, not daydreaming. Certainty. When you truly believe something is already yours, when you feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude of it as if it's happened, your subconscious has no choice but to align your actions, your opportunities, even the people you meet, to make it real. This isn't metaphysics. It's the way your brain is wired. Take the wealthiest people in the world. They didn't get rich by accident. Long before they had millions, they knew they would. They didn't say maybe one day. They said it's already done. And their minds went to work, spotting opportunities others missed, taking risks others feared, because their subconscious was programmed to expect success, not doubt it. So how do you activate this? It starts with a single decision. Stop waiting. Stop hoping. Start commanding. Tonight, before you sleep, you're going to give your subconscious one clear, emotionalized order. Not a weak "I wish," but a firm "This is mine." And when you wake up, you'll act as if it's already true. Not pretending, not faking, but living from the place where your goal is already real. Because once your mind accepts that reality, the world has no choice but to catch up. The Midnight Mind Reprogramming Technique. There's a reason the last few minutes before you fall asleep are the most important of your entire day. In that hazy, half-awake state, your critical mind, the part that doubts, analyzes, and second-guesses, finally shuts off. What's left is pure, unfiltered access to your subconscious. It's like slipping past the guard at the door and walking straight into the control room of your life. And what you do in those moments determines whether you wake up closer to your dreams or farther away. Most people waste this time. They scroll through their phones, watch negative news, or replay the day's problems. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But the ones who've cracked the code, they use this window like a sacred ritual. They know that whatever thoughts, images, or feelings they focus on in those last 10 minutes before sleep get absorbed deep into their subconscious and become the seeds of their future. Here's exactly how to do it. First, get rid of all distractions. No screens, no noise, no conversations, just you and your mind. Then close your eyes and visualize one specific goal. Not a vague "I want money," but a vivid scene where you already have it. See the exact amount in your bank account. Feel the texture of the cash in your hands. Hear the sound of a client saying, "We'd love to work with you." The key, emotion. The stronger the feeling, the faster it sticks. If it's wealth, feel the relief of debts paid off. If it's love, feel the warmth of being cherished. Your subconscious doesn't respond to words, it responds to felt experience. And here's the critical part. You must fall asleep in that state. Don't snap out of it and start worrying about bills or deadlines. Let the feeling carry you into sleep, so your subconscious marinates in it all night. This is how you reprogram yourself without effort. While you sleep, your brain will start rewiring, filtering out the old doubts and aligning your habits, your instincts, even your luck to match this new reality. By morning, something shifts. You'll notice ideas popping up out of nowhere. You'll feel drawn to take actions you used to avoid. People will respond to you differently because you're no longer emitting the energy of "I hope," but the quiet confidence of "I know." This isn't a trick. It's the natural result of finally giving your mind a clear, unwavering command instead of the usual mess of fear and hesitation. Do this for just 3 nights in a row and you'll start seeing proof. Small at first, then undeniable. A sudden opportunity, an unexpected check, a solution to a problem that's been stuck for months. The universe loves clarity. And when you finally give it a clear signal instead of static, it has no choice but to deliver. The wealth magnet, visualization. Close your eyes right now, just for a moment, and picture this. Your hands are holding crisp $100 bills. Not a few, but stacks of them. You can feel the weight, the texture between your fingers. Now look around. You're in your dream home, the one you've walked past and wished you could own. Only now, the keys are in your pocket. The deed has your name on it. The walls echo with your laughter, because this isn't a fantasy anymore. It's yours. And the most powerful part, the feeling that comes with it. Not the anxious, desperate energy of I hope this happens someday, but the deep, unshakable knowing of this is already mine. This is where most people get it wrong. They try to visualize, but they do it from a place of lack. They see the money, but feel the fear of not having it. They imagine the dream house, but carry the ache of renting. And that's why it doesn't work. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you emit. When you vibrate at the frequency of already having it, the world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that reality. Let me break down why this works on a neurological level. Your brain has something called the reticular activating system, RAS, a filter that decides what you notice in the world. When you feel rich, truly feel it in your body, your RAS starts highlighting opportunities, people, and ideas that align with that state. Suddenly, you'll overhear a conversation about an investment. A friend will mention a business idea. You'll stumble across a book with the exact strategy you need. These things were always there, but before your brain filtered them out because they didn't match your old identity of someone who struggles. Now, here's how to make this visualization unstoppable. First, get specific. Don't just see money. See the exact amount in your bank account, down to the cent. See the text alert from your bank showing the deposit. Hear the sound of your phone buzzing with the new client's payment notification. The more sensory details you add, the more real it becomes to your subconscious. Second, and this is critical, attach the emotion of already having it. This isn't about pretending. It's about accessing the version of you who has already succeeded. How does that version of you breathe? How do they carry themselves when they walk into a room? That's the energy you need to channel during your visualization. The richest people in the world didn't get there by accident. They mastered this one skill, living in the future they desired before it showed up physically. They didn't wait for external proof to feel successful. They felt successful first, and the proof followed. That's the secret. The feeling is the magnet. The clearer and more intense the feeling, the faster and bigger the results. So tonight, before you sleep, don't just visualize, inhabit it. Be the person who already has what you want. Then watch how quickly reality catches up. The 24-hour test, do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to do something radical. For just 24 hours, you're going to live as if your biggest goal is already guaranteed. Not fake it till you make it. That implies you're pretending. This is different. This is stepping into the version of you who has already won. From the moment you wake up, you'll move, speak, and decide as if your success is a done deal. And here's what will happen. Your brain will start showing you opportunities you've been blind to this whole time. Let me explain why this works. Right now, your actions are limited by your current identity. If you see yourself as someone trying to get rich, you'll only notice ideas that match that small energy. But when you shift into someone who is rich, your entire perception changes. You'll walk into a coffee shop and notice the entrepreneur at the next table talking about a joint venture. You'll scroll through your phone and actually see that email about a side hustle you've been ignoring. These opportunities were always there, you just filtered them out because they didn't fit your old story. Here's how to run the 24-hour test. First, pick one goal: wealth, love, health, it doesn't matter. Then ask yourself, how would I act today if this was already guaranteed? If you were already wealthy, would you stress over a $20 parking ticket, or would you handle it calmly, knowing it's irrelevant to your net worth? Would you hunch over your phone, anxiously checking your bank account, or would you stand tall, knowing money flows to you easily? Every small action sends a signal to your subconscious. When you act like it's already yours, your subconscious accepts it as truth and starts pulling that reality to you. The magic happens in the tiny moments. It's in how you order your coffee. I'll have the large instead of just the small. I'm watching my budget. It's in how you talk about your dreams. When my business hits six figures, not if I ever make it, it's in the clothes you wear, the way you greet people, even how you sit in a chair. Wealthy people don't just have money, they have a way of being, and when you emulate that way of being before the money arrives, you short-circuit the old pattern of lack. By the end of the day, you'll notice two things. First, opportunities will appear out of nowhere. Maybe a stranger will strike up a conversation that leads to a deal. Maybe you'll finally see the solution to a problem that's been blocking you. Second, and this is crucial, you'll feel different. Not like you're chasing success, but like you're coming from success. That's the switch flipping. That's when you know you're no longer begging the universe, you're commanding it. So here's your challenge. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Tomorrow, wake up and be that person. Just for one day. Then watch how the world bends to meet the new you. The forbidden step. Burning the bridges. There's a moment in every success story that nobody talks about. The moment when they burned the bridges. Not just deciding, not just wanting, but cutting off every other possibility so there was no way out but through. That's where real power lives. Most people never get what they want because they always keep a back door open. If this doesn't work, I can always go back to my old job. If this fails, I'll just move back home. And the universe responds exactly how you'd expect, by giving you just enough to keep you comfortable, but never enough to make you unstoppable. Here's the hard truth. Manifestation isn't about hoping something will happen. It's about knowing it has to happen because you've left yourself no other choice. Think about the times in your life when you actually achieved something big. Was it when you had 3 backup plans, or was it when your back was against the wall and the only way out was forward? That's not coincidence. That's law. When you eliminate plan B, plan A becomes inevitable. Let's get practical. What does burning the bridges actually look like? It's quitting the job that's draining you before you have another one lined up. It's investing in that course or certification even when your bank account says you shouldn't. It's announcing your new business before you've signed a single client. These actions send a shockwave through your nervous system. Suddenly, your brain stops messing around. It stops with the what-ifs and starts finding solutions at warp speed because now it has to. This is why people who hit rock bottom often rebound faster than anyone else. When you're standing in the rubble of your old life with nowhere to go but up, something clicks. The fear of staying the same finally outweighs the fear of change. And that's when the magic happens. Opportunities appear. Help arrives, ideas flow. Not because the universe pities you, but because you finally aligned your energy with absolute certainty. You're no longer vibrating at the frequency of maybe, you're locked in at must. Now, I'm not telling you to be reckless, but I am telling you that if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And that starts with removing the safety nets. Every time you feel yourself hesitating, ask, what would I do right now if there was no way out but through? Then do that. The moment you commit, the universe commits right back. It's like the old saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. But first, you have to prove you're ready. And nothing proves readiness like burning the ships. Why, most people never manifest anything. They're waiting for proof. They say, show me the money first, then I'll believe it's possible. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. The rule isn't I'll believe it when I see it. The rule is you'll see it when you believe it. Your outer world isn't some random series of events. It's a mirror reflecting back to you exactly what you expect to see. Most people don't manifest because they're stuck in logical mode, demanding evidence before they'll change their thinking. But that's backwards. Evidence doesn't create belief. Belief creates evidence. Think about it like this. Right now, there are 2 versions of reality existing at once. One where you're broke, stressed, and struggling, and one where you're abundant, peaceful, and thriving. The version you experience depends entirely on which one you accept as true. Most people accept their current reality as fixed because they can see it, touch it, feel it. But the ones who change their lives, they accept the unseen reality first. They live from the place of already having what they want, and then, like magic, the physical world catches up. This isn't some airy-fairy concept. It's neuroscience. Your brain is wired to seek out information that confirms what you already believe. If you believe money is hard to come by, you'll notice every bill, every expense, every reason why you can't get ahead. But if you believe money flows easily to you, you'll start seeing opportunities everywhere. The side hustle you overlooked, the skill you could monetize, the connection that could lead to your next big break. Same world, different filters. The problem is most people won't shift their belief without proof, and they won't get proof until they shift their belief. It's a catch-22 that keeps them trapped. The way out? Act as if. Not pretending, not hoping, but making decisions from the place of already being that person. If you were already wealthy, would you spend an hour scrolling mindlessly, or would you invest that time learning something new? If you were already confident, would you shrink in meetings, or would you speak up? Every time you choose the action of the person you want to be, you're sending a new command to your subconscious. This is who I am now. Here's the secret. You don't have to believe it 100% at first. You just have to be willing to suspend disbelief long enough to take the first step, then the second, then the third, and slowly, as the evidence piles up, your belief grows stronger, until one day you realize you're not acting anymore. You've become it. The outer world didn't change first. You did. And then the outer world had no choice but to follow. The silent partner principle. There's a secret force behind every great success story that nobody talks about. It's not talent. It's not even hard work. It's something far more powerful. An invisible ally that shows up when you align your mind with your mission. Call it what you want, the universe, divine intelligence, or simply the power of your subconscious, but this silent partner is the real game changer. When you're truly locked in on your goal, something miraculous happens. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities land in your lap that you couldn't have planned if you tried. Books fall open to the exact page you need to read. Phone calls come from people you haven't spoken to in years, offering exactly what you've been looking for. This isn't coincidence. This is law. Think about the last time you were completely focused on something, really dialed in, and suddenly everything seemed to fall into place. That wasn't luck. That was your silent partner at work. The principle is simple. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all pointed in the same direction with absolute certainty, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. It's like tuning a radio to a specific frequency. When you're tuned to success, you start picking up signals you couldn't hear before. But here's the catch. Most people never stay on one frequency long enough to get clear reception. They flip between doubt and certainty, between fear and faith, and then wonder why their results are fuzzy. Your silent partner is always listening. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every emotion you feel is being recorded and responded to. The problem is, most people are broadcasting mixed signals. They say they want wealth but constantly talk about lack. They claim to want love but radiate desperation. No wonder their silent partner seems absent. It's getting too many conflicting orders. The key is to get crystal clear. When you declare with your whole being what you intend to create, your silent partner goes to work arranging the people, circumstances, and resources you need. But you have to mean it. You have to believe it's already done. Not, I hope this happens, but I know this is mine. This is why successful people often talk about being guided. They'll say things like, I just had a feeling to call that person, or the idea came to me out of nowhere. That's not modesty, that's the silent partner in action. When you're aligned, you don't have to force things. You don't have to chase or beg or manipulate. You simply follow the breadcrumbs your silent partner leaves for you. The right door opens at the right time. The perfect mentor appears just when you need them. The money shows up from unexpected places. This isn't magic, it's cause and effect. Your unwavering belief creates the effect of effortless manifestation. So how do you activate this principle? First, get dead clear on what you want. Not vaguely, but in vivid detail. Second, start acting as if it's already yours. Not in a fake way, but in a way that honors your future reality. Third, and most importantly, listen. When that gut feeling says turn left, turn left. When an unexpected opportunity appears, say yes. Your silent partner speaks in whispers at first, through hunches, through chance encounters, through ideas that pop into your head at odd hours. The more you follow these nudges, the louder the guidance becomes. Before long, you'll realize you're never working alone. You've got help, powerful, invisible help, and it's been there all along. The 3-second wealth trigger. Doubt is the killer of dreams. It creeps in when you least expect it, when you're about to take a risk, when you're facing rejection, when you check your bank account and the numbers aren't what you hoped. In those moments, most people spiral. They let the doubt take over, and before they know it, they're back in the old story of lack and limitation. But there's a way to short-circuit this pattern, a 3-second reset that flips your brain from poverty consciousness to wealth consciousness in the blink of an eye. It's so simple you might dismiss it, but that would be a mistake. This little trigger is the secret weapon of the world's most successful people. Here's how it works. The moment you feel doubt, fear, or lack creeping in, stop, freeze. Take one deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. As you exhale, force a smile, even if it feels ridiculous. Then say either out loud or in your mind, "It's already done." That's it. 3 seconds to change your entire vibration. Why does this work? Because you can't feel lack and abundance at the same time. You can't be in fear and faith simultaneously. This trigger forces your nervous system to switch channels. The deep breath oxygenates your brain, interrupting the stress response. The smile, even forced, tricks your body into releasing feel-good chemicals. The words "it's already done" anchor you back into certainty. The science behind this is bulletproof. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real smile and a fake one. The mere act of turning up the corners of your mouth sends signals to your amygdala that all is well, shutting down the fight or flight response. The affirmation "it's already done" works because your subconscious mind accepts whatever you declare with conviction as truth. And when your subconscious accepts something as true, it goes to work making it real in your external experience. This is why wealthy people seem to have a different relationship to problems. They don't get stuck in them because they've trained their brains to default to solutions, to abundance, to "this is already handled." But here's what most people get wrong. They wait until they're deep in a panic attack to try this. The real power comes from making this trigger a habit, using it dozens of times a day, not just when you're in crisis. Every time you see a price tag, instead of thinking "I can't afford this," trigger breath, smile, "it's already done." Every time you face rejection, trigger breath, smile, "it's already done." Every time you check your email and don't see the response you wanted, trigger breath, smile, "it's already done." At first, it will feel mechanical, but after a few weeks, something shifts. You'll notice you're having to use the trigger less and less because your default setting has changed. You're no longer living in lack, you're living in expectation. This is the hidden advantage successful people have, not better circumstances, but better mental habits. They've trained their brains to default to wealth consciousness. While most people are reacting to every obstacle, they're responding from a place of unshakable certainty. And that certainty becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The 3-second wealth trigger is how you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's not about positive thinking, it's about neurological reprogramming. Every time you use it, you're etching the new belief deeper into your subconscious. Money flows to me easily. Opportunities find me. I am always at the right place at the right time. The most powerful part? This takes no extra time out of your day. You can do it while you're stuck in traffic, while you're waiting in line, while you're sitting in a meeting. 3 seconds is all it takes to change your trajectory. The question is, how many 3-second moments will you waste on doubt today? Or will you use them to install unshakable wealth consciousness instead? The choice is yours, and the clock is always ticking. One breath, one smile, 3 words. That's all that stands between you and the life you want. The trigger is loaded. All you have to do is pull it. The one thing you must stop immediately. Words aren't just sounds coming out of your mouth. They're commands being programmed directly into your subconscious. Every sentence you speak is either building your future or tearing it down. And there's one habit that does more damage than anything else: complaining. Even when you think you're joking, even when you say "I'm broke" with a laugh, even when you sigh and mutter "this never works" after a minor setback. Your subconscious doesn't process tone or sarcasm. It hears one thing: this is true. And then it goes to work making absolutely certain that reality matches the command you just gave it. Think about how often people bond over shared misery. "Oh, money's so tight this month. I'll never get out of debt. Nothing good ever happens to me." These might feel like harmless vents, but they're actually self-inflicted curses. Every complaint carves the pattern deeper. Every negative statement reinforces the story, and before long, you've built an entire identity around lack without realizing you were the one holding the shovel. The worst part, you'll then point to your circumstances as proof that your complaints were justified. "See? I told you I was broke." Of course you are. You've been programming yourself to stay that way. Here's the hard truth. You cannot speak poverty and live in abundance. The two cannot coexist. Your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner dialogue. When you say, "I'm bad with money," your subconscious makes sure you overlook opportunities to learn. When you joke, "I'm always the unlucky one," your brain stops noticing the chances right in front of you. This isn't metaphysics, it's neuroscience. Your reticular activating system filters reality based on what you consistently tell it to look for. Complain about struggle and you'll see more struggle. Declare victory and you'll start spotting paths to victory everywhere. The fix is simple but not easy. Stop talking trash about your life. Not just out loud, in your head too. The moment a negative thought arises, cancel it mid-sentence. Replace it with its opposite. "I'm terrible at saving" becomes "I'm getting better with money every day." "This always happens to me" becomes "I'm exactly where I need to be." At first, it'll feel like lying. That's okay. Your subconscious doesn't care whether the new story feels true yet. It only cares that it's getting new instructions. Over time, as you reinforce the positive statements, your outer world must shift to match them. This is why successful people often seem delusional to everyone else. They speak about their dreams as if they've already happened. They refer to future projects in the present tense. They don't bond over problems, they bond over solutions. Watch closely and you'll notice they rarely, if ever, complain. Not because their lives are perfect, but because they understand the power of words. Every sentence is a seed. You wouldn't plant weeds in your garden and then act surprised when they grow. Stop planting lack in your mind and expecting abundance to bloom. Starting today, become ruthlessly aware of your language. Every word is either a brick in your prison or a key to your freedom. When you're about to complain, pause. Rewrite the script. Sip as if your dream is already true and watch how quickly reality rushes to catch up. The Overnight Results Challenge. What if I told you that in just 3 nights you could fundamentally alter your financial trajectory? Not through grinding, not through luck, but by hacking the most powerful manifesting window you have, the moments right before sleep. This isn't theory, it's a challenge that's worked for thousands. And all it requires is 10 minutes a night, a pen, and the willingness to suspend disbelief for 72 hours. Here's exactly how it works. Tonight, before bed, take out a notebook. Write down one specific financial goal at the top of the page. Not, "I want more money." Specific, $5,000 in my account by June 30th. A $500 week raise by next month. Exact numbers. Exact dates. This precision matters. Your subconscious needs clear instructions, not vague wishes. Underneath that, write how achieving this will feel. Not just good or happy. Dig deeper. Relief as I pay off that debt. Pride when I treat my family to dinner. Freedom when I see my savings grow. Emotion is the fuel. The stronger the feeling, the faster the manifestation. Now close your eyes. Visualize opening your bank app and seeing that exact amount. Picture the notification popping up on your phone confirming the deposit. Imagine telling someone you love, "It happened." Feel the weight lift off your shoulders. The key, you must feel it as real now. Not someday. Not "I hope." It's done. Stay in this scene for at least 5 minutes. Then as you drift off to sleep, let that feeling carry you under. When you wake up, here's the critical part. Take one immediate action as if your goal is guaranteed. Not "I'll try." Not "maybe." Inevitable. If your goal is a new client, send that pitch email first thing. If it's a raise, schedule the meeting with your boss today. This action can't be passive. It must prove to your subconscious that you're operating from certainty, not hope. Do this for 3 consecutive nights. By day 4, one of 3 things will happen. 1, you'll get an unexpected opportunity related to your goal. You'll stumble across information or resources you need. Or 3, you'll feel an unshakable certainty that it's coming. A quiet knowing that wasn't there before. Why does this work? During sleep, your subconscious replays your last waking thoughts on loop, reinforcing them as truth. By pairing a crystal clear goal with peak emotional intensity right before sleep, you're essentially force-feeding your mind a new program. The morning action seals the deal. It tells the universe you're serious. Most people never try this because it seems too simple. Or they'll do it once half-heartedly and quit when they don't win the lottery by morning. But those who commit to just 3 days, they're the ones who suddenly get the call, the check, the idea that changes everything. The universe responds to clarity and commitment. This challenge forces both. Your turn. Pick your number. Feel it now. Act like it's done. 3 nights. Then watch what the universe does when you finally give it clear instructions. This isn't theory, it's a law like gravity. You don't have to believe in gravity for it to work. You just have to use it correctly. The only question is, will you test it tonight or keep doing what hasn't worked?